I have spent a lot of time thinking about the origin of language, which started in around 2021, right before I don't know, so-called car accident. Um, and I was thinking about cave paintings, thinking about whether or not uh, they were actually like blackboards in school, teaching children about which animals are dangerous, which ones are do did they eat, and which uh, what are the roles of and how they uh, catch the animals to and how to live in the type of reality they lived in back then. And then I thought about how other symbols, the Egyptian symbols, Viking symbols, and letters, and I thought about how I think that in the beginning it might have been like they, of course, they couldn't pronounce words because they didn't have words. So maybe it was like meaning no, like mm, that. So it's the fact that N is a part of many no words around the world is makes sense since uh, it's a very instinctive way to react if you think about it. At least to me, it makes sense. And then looking at symbols like Y, and I think in the beginning they are also the Egyptian symbols, which is easier to understand than our letters in the Western world. And yeah, and that now we know the words where it's more difficult to make draw the conclusion that they might have been signifying having a meaning that's more than a letter than it is with the Egyptian symbols because they are very picturesque, whereas our letters were letters, and then now words. I think early on it was more like the Chinese language. Now it seems to me also the what is it called that I try to learn some. Oh, I don't remember what's it called? The language. Yes. Oh, uh, these letters. I don't remember what the language is called. It's something about script, but not. I don't remember. But then I was thinking about could the Y have been like the stick in relation to lightning, because in Danish LYN is lightning. That because I think I've watched videos about how they might have, or maybe I just thought it. I don't know. I don't remember, or maybe it was something something they had in, maybe only in Viking societies. I don't know societies. The Y, and then I thought maybe L, but later on I thought Z was lightning. But with L was lightning, that was how they were put together. That L lightning, Y something you would be underneath to protect yourself, from lightning, maybe. Or I don't know. Just a thought that I'm not sure, but this is just a way to explain. And in mm, mm, that maybe, or why, maybe as a symbol of human beings. So lightning and that is not the same, because language is a way to that um, um, you distance yourself from objects, from other people. If you name them, then that's a refrigerator. It's not me. This is a cup. The cup is not me, and your name is, and you are not me. Uh, because early on they believed in, I don't know if the word is trolls, like on social media, but they believed in maybe something demonic going on in the forest, because they didn't know about it. They didn't know about the sky, what all the lightning, and it was all very dangerous because they didn't have the knowledge. They had not been the enlightenment. Now I'm talking about way back. And so they had to find a way, or not they had to, but they did find a way to distinguish themselves. And that's also a way to become an identity, to be an I, because I have my I, that which is defined by my values, and how I describe myself, what are my likes and dislikes, and I have 2 children, their names. I know that my children's names are Lloyd, Storm, and Ella, and and what my name is, what their social security numbers are, because it's in biblical times it seems like they had to remember I'm from that place, and then all the whole history of their backgrounds and their relatives, which is not the case now. And then they had the censuses. Do they count as justified, or as members of society, or not? And then maybe they had to I can't find the word. Maybe they had to be able to prove, explain who are you? Do you belong or not? And because they didn't have social security cards or numbers, they didn't have a digital system. Early on, they did writing before it was digitalized, and I don't know what could happen if they didn't get counted as members of the society. But I don't know. But then the need for all there's still a need, of course, because you don't want to just disappear out into the some void somewhere. So it's important to have identity cards and be registered in the system, have social security numbers. Even if you get a blood sample, if they take a blood sample here in Denmark, you have to mention tell them what's your social security number, what's your name, and to make sure you are who you say you are. So everything is digitalized, but it wasn't back then. Okay, back to then, because the Chinese language is a language that I think that you write, as far as I know, that that a letter can have a a meaning to it that's more than just a letter in a word. But that's not the case in the Danish language and other Western society language. I think it's the same system of letters. Uh, 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 and then then it evolved into words from only being symbols of, or not only, but it's only now. And then early on, I think they were symbols that had a meaning to it. I know also that the Vikings traveled around to the Middle East, so maybe they got inspired by each other, copying symbols and letters, and it was mixed somehow. Because they bought wine from each other and different things they bought and sold from each other. They had coins. And then language, as language evolved. I forgot. Then later on, I think there might have been a reason for the Tower of Babel, and it does not. When did we get national identities historically? Because that must have been after that the Tower of Babel became relevant. Maybe there has been some wars going on between nationalities where they might have aimed at each other with words to what an example or maybe also with good intentions to solve some problems that had to do with maybe some prophecies from the past that I thought about. I had some examples that I don't remember now, but now I can use the example of, in Danish, børn is children, B-O with the R-N, and then burn in American or English, and barn, and but that's a bad example, except if you think about Jesus, the little Jesus child, but I cannot think of examples. I thought a lot about it, how some words, and also jumping to something else, which is that I do not believe in the groupings of languages, because unless English is somehow related to Danish, but I don't think so, and also German, and then must also be Norway and Sweden, because I sang at high school a song. I don't know if it was Irish or Scottish. As I was walking all alone, I heard twa corbies walking alone, something like that. And walking alone, in Danish it's alene. It sounds very similar. Walking on, I heard twa. it sounds a bit French also. I don't believe in, I think that somehow they distance themselves from other countries. And when it's mixed, which is now the case, somehow, because I think that a lot of people become aware of some strange connections, and that I cannot explain right now. Not right now. I cannot explain it because I forgot about all the um, the examples, and I need to write examples down to explain it. But maybe to distance themselves, maybe some kind of word war or something like that. But to distance themselves, like when you distance yourself from things, from other people, then later on it was distancing yourself from other nationalities, finding national identity, and it's dissolving because we are very connected on social media. When I say we, I don't feel that connected, only at some plane that I think is less magical than, or maybe, I don't know, maybe more and less, maybe not, I don't know. I think it's some kind of, it might be algorithms on phones. Phones listen to what you say, and then I don't know. I hope not, because I rather believe in something magical going on. But some people think they can read the hieroglyphs, the Egyptian ones. I don't know if they can. I don't believe in the symbolism that they came up with, of the meaning of that, like they are letters. I don't believe in it, but there might be an agenda to it. But I think, I don't know how much they looked into the letters before they turned into words, because it's like it's just, it's not as different from the beginning to now as is something it's more interesting, I think, to look at the Egyptian symbols, because it's not a language, it's not a system of letters like this gradually turned into words, so you don't think that much about, or I do, but you as a word for everyone do not think that much about what's the origin. I think maybe people did. I don't know, I never heard about it. Maybe they did. Because somewhere in Denmark, they found something they claim is from the Viking times that I don't believe. I don't know if I believe. I think maybe it is something constructed but I don't know if it could be, because they can find out how old something is. Maybe not. And it was a real letter, like a letter we use nowadays. There must have been some different meaning to it. What else? I was thinking about how if there are aliens who have brains and intelligence, NHI is that non-human intelligence, then how would they uh, understand the language and the words if and of course not? I don't think it would be a language spoken or languages that were the same, were invented on some other planet with intelligent beings. Maybe no words, I don't know, maybe other types of communication. Then how would they understand the words? And I'm thinking about some words yet that was stuffed in my head, but that like if you take my name, then H is E because they're next to each other, and then D because two similar letters. It you remove, then it's HED, and then H is E, and or not always H is E, but it's also, I don't know how far out it goes. I don't know what it is. And then HED is also something about hot. If you translate it from Danish to English, then it means hot. Or it also means something in the past that name was. But I choose hot as hell. Okay, so then ER in Danish is so HE and E is R, then it's HR, which means Herr, Mr. Not to lose, but like a male in the. And then I don't know where no, that's right. Not H is E, but then H and E, then E is, and H is also D, then is also something very strange that I don't know where it came from. And then Irene, IR, then then IA, and AR, and I don't remember exactly. I cannot. If my name then was, oh, but it doesn't go back. It's not that it goes back. It's very strange. I don't know where I got it from. So then Jepsen, my last name, JPSN. So it's not NS like NASA, because there are two A's. So there's no AI about them, unless there's some American, no one thought. JP, well, PR, Junior, Noah Junior. Very strange, but it's not always the same. It's not all letters. You don't do it. It's only letters that it's only in the name. It can have some kind of I don't know what it is. I know it's very strange. Then in when people speak, it's like sometimes when they say a word that it's underlined or underscored, then it's they think it's a poem. Maybe not to you. But to you, words might be important uh, because they are in relation to your story. But where it comes from, I found out it fits back in time. But it's a long explanation, and it's you might think I invented it, but I did not. It was planted in my brain when I was sleeping.